Okay, today some quick tips on how to avoid using your mouse and speeding up your work, hopefully when you've got a big screen. A lot of us are now working from home. I've just ordered a new 27-inch monitor, so I've got two screens, a big one on the left and a small one on the right. And quite often when I'm coding, I have lots of different stuff open. And now if I want to arrange this, I don't really want to have to use a mouse to drag things around and line them up and make them the right size and get them in the right places so that I can work effectively. There's a lot of mouse movement needed to get stuff in the right places. So I've set up a BetterTouchTool this week to help me out with a lot of this. I used to use a tool called Moom, but it turns out BetterTouchTool does all the stuff that Moom can do. So that's what I'm using now. Search for BetterTouchTool and you'll find it. It's really cheap and very configurable. So what does this let me do? Well, first, I'm not going to talk about BetterTouchTool. I'm going to talk about Alfred because there's there's several ways to switch between apps on a Mac. I can Alt-Tab between all the apps that I've got open. This list of stuff can get quite long, and it might be that I want my item over here, which is a good few clicks away. So I actually find it easier to use Alfred to switch apps. So I'm pressing my Alt space to launch Alfred, and then I just type IT and items top of the list, so that will get me to my item. But then what if I don't want item in the middle of my big screen. I want item over on my small screen on the right because I'm monitoring some process or something. So BetterTouchTool set up so I can control Alt right to move it onto the next monitor, and sure enough it switches onto the small monitor on my right. Now maybe I want that a bit bigger. Maybe I've got some big process that's outputting lots of information running on there, and I want to keep track of that. So I've set up Control Command, not Control Alt, Control Command up to make that maximized, and Control Command down will restore it on the wrong screen, bizarrely, but I can always Control Command right to get it back over there. So that's handy, so I can get that over there. Let's say I want to monitor Twitter. I can open Tweetbot using Alfred, and then I can Control Command that onto my other screen and monitor that over there. Then I've got my web browser, so I can launch Firefox. Now I could make this full screen with my Control Command up, but actually that's kind of too big, really. I might want something else on this screen, or it's just too wide and overbearing on this enormous screen. So I've set up Alt Command left and right to make something 2/3 of the screen on the left or 2/3 of the screen on the right, so that I can not have something take up this huge 27-inch monitor that I've now got. So using this, I can quite quickly configure my workspace as I want to and move things around. So let's say I want to see my code. I can use Alfred to launch Sublime, which is my editor at the moment, and then I want that in my right 2/3, so I can Alt Command right like that, and then I've still got a bit of my browser should I need that, and then I've got dash. My code reference is here. Now I don't want to see Twitter, I want to see my code reference, so Control Command right puts it on that screen, and Control Command up makes it full screen. And now I'm kind of set up for coding, and I've not had to move my mouse all over the place and do lots of finicky dragging and dropping of stuff around. I've just, on my keyboard, I'm quickly and easily navigating between my apps and moving them to the places I want them to be. Now let's see the BetterTouchTool configuration. I use Bartender to hide some of my menu bar items. So BetterTouchTool is under the 3 dots that Bartender gives me. If I click on BetterTouchTool, I can go to the configuration there, and here's all my keyboard shortcuts I've got set up. So I've set Control Command right to move window to next monitor, Control Command left to move window to next monitor as well. You can't move window to sort of right, left, up, down monitors. It has to go to the next monitor, but I've only got 2, so that's fine. It always toggles between the 2. I've got Control Command up maximizes the window, Control Command down restores the old window, and I've set Alt Command left to resize the window to the left 2/3, and Alt Command right to resize the window to the right 2/3. And then I've also got snapping, so if I did want to use the mouse to move stuff around, I can drag a window over to the left and it will go left 2/3 to the top, and it will maximize to the full screen, or to the right where it will do the right 2/3. But again, when I've got keyboard shortcut set up, It's much quicker and easier to do that than dragging and dropping. So hopefully this is useful. It might inspire you to, if you have a big monitor, go and set up some tools for managing your workspace a bit. Stay safe.